Welcome to the WrestleMania 41, WrestleMania 41 kickoff show. I'm your host, D Truth. Respect you new Edward. I don't know who you is, where you came from. Respect to you. Let's keep it nice and cordial in here today. But I tell you, WrestleMania weekend is here. Wrestle Yes, the road to WrestleMania is today and tomorrow night. The first thing to kick off WrestleMania weekend is Stand and Deliver. NXT. Here's the card. Here's the rundown. It is a triple threat match for the NXT Heavyweight Championship between Femi, the ruler. Trick Williams, is he going to be able to whoop that trick tonight? I don't know. And the young OG, Javon Evans. Then we got a four-way match for the NXT Women's Championship. Stephanie Vicera is the NXT Women's Champion. Julia is the former champion. Jordan Grace is the former TNA champion. And the high stepping Miss Parker, Jada Parker. That gonna be a high level match right there itself. Then the former AEW star, better known as Ricky Starks, at AEW, now called Ricky Saint in the WWE, the North American champion. Ricky Saint is to take on Ethan Page. Okay, then we got Zarya versus. This is for the vacant NXT Women North American Championship, which is a ladder match. Zarya versus Kalana Jordan versus Sol Ruka versus Izzy Dane versus Lola Vice versus Thea Hale, which is a 6-woman ladder match to determine the new NXT Women North American Champion. Then we got tag team action. Nathan Frazier and Axiom known as Fashion is taking on Hank and Tank, who won on Tuesday night a tag team gauntlet match. They started number one. They went all the way and won the gauntlet match. They are in line for the tag team match. And here we go. The D'Angelo family, Tony D'Angelo, Stax, and Luca versus 3 members of Dark State. So we don't know which 3 members of Dark State they're going to face, but that's going to be a heck of a match right there. And the pre-show got Roxanne Perez and Corey J versus Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson versus Gigi Dolan and Tatum Paxley versus Fowler Healing and Jesse Jane in a 4-way for a shot at the WWE Women's Tag Team titles. So this starts off WrestleMania weekend great. We got a lot of fatal 3-way, a 4-way match, a ladder match, a 4-way women tag team match to find out who will have they, let's say, standard deliver, which is like WrestleMania. They who gonna have their moment tonight. Let's go to WrestleMania Saturday. I'm coming back and give my opinion. I'm come back and give my prediction on who's gonna win these matches. Right? I'm coming back and give my opinion who's gonna win these matches. And Saturday, we have the Saturday lineup for WrestleMania Saturday. We got the main event of Saturday. CM Punk versus Roman Reigns versus Seth freaking Rollins. Then we got Jade Cargill versus Naomi, the new version of Naomi. That is a grudge match. I'm gonna tell you why that's the grudge match, because Naomi admitted hurting Jade Cargill so she could get the spotlight. Hey, that gonna be a knockout, drag out fight right there. Then we got the Raw Tag Team Championship, the Raw Tag Team Championship, the War Raiders versus the New Day, which everybody's talking about. New Day sucks, which I don't. They are one of the greatest tag teams in WWE history, and they will go down. They will be in the Hall of Fame. But can they take out the War Raiders, become tag team champions again? Tonight we shall find out. Then we got Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano. Well, Michael Cole and Joe Tessitore thinks El Grande Americano is Chad Gable. I'm going to go and tell you, I think he is Chad. That is Chad Gable in a mask and make a mockery of luchadors wrestling. Cause I'll tell you why I said that. He couldn't beat Rey Mysterio. He could not beat what's his name? Dragon Lee. He cannot beat a luchador. He couldn't beat him, so he decided to try to become one, but used his technique by using a loaded mask. But we shall find out. Can El Grande Americana beat the Hall of Famer Rey Mysterio tonight? And this is for the U.S. Championship. L.A. Knight, yeah, is versus the Samoan Werewolf, Jacob Fatu. And if Jacob Fatu wind up if Jacob Fatu wind up being LA Knight tonight at night one of WrestleMania, it's gonna be hard to get that belt off of Jacob Fatu. But if LA Knight can somehow survive Jacob Fatu, hey, it ain't nothing but up from there. Then we got the Women Championship, Charlotte Flair versus it's Tiffy time. It's Tiffy time. Tiffany Stratton. Boy, these two been going at it back and forth. Charlotte Flair came out there on SmackDown, came out there attack Tiffany Stratton. And boy, it's that right there is brutal. I'll tell you what it is with them two. They both got chip on the shoulder. You know, when two people got chip on the shoulders, it's all said. It is what it is. Then we got main event Jey Uso, the 2025 Royal Rumble winner, going against Gunther, the heavyweight champion. Can Jey Uso have a Daniel Bryan moment, have a Kofi Kingston moment, have a Cody Rhodes moment from last year? We will find out tonight, and after I get through the rundown of all the matches, I will give my prediction, and hopefully somebody else come and give their prediction, because I know who I want to win, but I'm going to give my prediction anyway. What's up, Sniper? You on mute, brother.
You got me? What's up, brother? How you doing?
I'm doing great. Hey, I'm glad WrestleMania weekend is here. And see, there was a tournament over. And I don't know what we're gonna do after WrestleMania weekend. So
hey, for a person like myself that's not a wrestling, I don't follow the event. Is this like the Super Bowl of all wrestling?
Yep, yes it is.
Okay.
Yeah, and this what wrestlers want to get to. This the big event. It's just like a national championship. You want to make it to the national championship. This what everybody's eyes be on.
Mm-hmm.
You want that moment. You want that moment to go like main event at WrestleMania is great. You main event WrestleMania is great. If you win a match at WrestleMania, hey, Like, oh, I've been had my WrestleMania moment. It's like, say, Georgia, Alabama, Florida, Auburn. They won a national championship. That's a whole lot of teams out there wishing they can get to a national championship game and win one. So, eh, oh, this was everybody be waiting on right here. So,
So, so let me ask you this: for the people that don't understand wrestling, I mean, I watched wrestling back in the day. Okay,
mhm.
how does these men and women, these wrestlers, get to WrestleMania?
One, you got WrestleMania season really don't start kicking out to about around January. And you got to put yourself in a position. You know what I'm saying? Got to put yourself in a position, win matches, become a champion. And one surefire way to get to WrestleMania is if you win the 20 man or 20 women battle royal like Royal Rumble, you going to WrestleMania. And it's all about putting on the matches of what people want, who they want to see. But sometimes we don't get that. Sometimes we don't get that. Like in football, I'm gonna use a football and basketball analogy. Hey, sometimes people get to see Alabama, Georgia, Florida, and Ohio State. All these people, they get tired of sitting on those teams in the playoff in the national championship game. But guess what? Sometimes you can't help for who gets there. And sometimes you know who's going to get there and what matches you're going to get. I'm taking take it back to the day.
Okay,
Like
well, let
Dusty
me ask you
Rhodes.
this. Let me ask you this, bro. So you know you have these different leagues when it comes to wrestling. I don't know what it's right. I don't know if it's called leagues or whatever. You got the TNT one. You had the one
AEW.
WWE,
Yeah.
WWF, AEW, one that you just mentioned. So once if they win their division or their whatever contract they're in on like WWE or whatever, is that how they get into the Royal Rumble?
The AEW, WWE, TNA, like TNA and WWE, they kind of coincide with each other. Not like the old day when Vince McMahon ran WWE, you would never see that kind of coordination together.
Okay.
And you never see that coordination. Let's say a TNA wrestler win the Royal Rumble. Guess what? They gonna wrestle for the championship or main event WrestleMania. You see what I'm saying? So it all depends on who wins the Royal Rumble. That's one way to get there. Another way to get there, you might want to be a champion, like the World Heavyweight Champion, the Women's World Tag Team Champion, the Intercontinental Champion, U.S. Champion. You you get there by being a champion, because that's what everybody strive to get to is be a champion, but it's also strive to get to the WrestleMania. So it's complicated, but it's not complicated. You know what I'm saying? So when it all said and done, when all the smoke clears, you're gonna have some matches that are championship matches, but you're not gonna have some matches that's not championship matches that has let's say that mean you have a feud. We have a feud. They're gonna build it up, and guess what? We're gonna be on WrestleMania because everybody will see that feud. So who will win at the WrestleMania? It's the like let's say Ric Flair. You know who Ric Flair? Dusty Rhodes, Pistol Page, Watley, Thunderbolt Patterson. All them wrestle right there. They might want to see Ric Flair and Thunderbolt Patterson wrestle. Guess what?
Now,
That's a Go
is that a
ahead.
vote though?
No, it's not a vote. It's not a vote. Sometimes WrestleMania, like long time ago when Vince McMahon was running WWE, he didn't he put who he wanted in WrestleMania. He really didn't care who the fans was behind. You know what I'm saying? But now somebody else running it is kind of like who the fans behind, who you get behind, whatever. But yet it's still exciting. I know some people say, yeah, some people know some of the wrestling moves are fake, yeah, but also but also it's a dangerous setting too. So it is good. It is good, but it's certain different ways that people can get to WrestleMania because because I don't think they'll be home that long. You know what I'm saying? They'll be home that long. They might go home for about, let's say about 2 or 3 days, about a month. They might say, "Oh, this person injured," and they get some rest. But majority of the time they wrestling year round. Unlike how football season in, that's it. But then also you got to take 2 or 3 months off. They hardly ever take the days off.
Okay. All right. Well, let me see what else. So, if you win WrestleMania, are you? Do you have a bid to come back for next year?
Yeah, you still got a chance to come back next year. You still got a chance to come back the next year and compete in WrestleMania. You still got a chance. You still got a chance. And that's WrestleMania is the show of all shows. Yeah, you got SummerSlam, you got all these other big events, but WrestleMania is the biggest event people try to the wrestlers try to get to. AEW, TNA, and all
SummerSlam.
the
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. So the SummerSlam is the biggest wrestling event of the summer, but WrestleMania is the biggest event of all WWE event.
Okay.
So that's why when some I'm gonna say, how some people go all out for somebody some like a 50th birthday party or the sweet 16 birthday party or wedding, how they like to go all out for it. This what they do. It's a bit show extravaganza. So
But this doesn't end wrestling season.
mm-mm.
Because it seems like wrestling goes on all year long.
Yeah, it goes but wait, what's Saturday and Sunday? What's WrestleMania week? Guess what? They're back again. They're back at it again Monday. Wrestling doesn't end. It doesn't end.
It's that wonderful time of the year. This is the Super Bowl of wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, one of y'all help me.
So, and again, y'all, everybody, this is just questions for people who do not understand wrestling. Like myself, used to watch it back in the day when we was when he had the Ric Flairs and the Hulk Hogan's and stuff like that. But it seemed like it changed so much from now and then. And I'm just trying to figure out how do somebody get there, and what is and do they get an automatic bid to another high stakes? Uh, But yeah, I'm just trying to ask questions for us to have those. So people who are going to watch it this weekend for the first time, if you're watching it for the first time, that you have a little better understanding.
It's a
Brother, be honest
go
with me,
ahead.
man. If you don't understand wrestling, bro, if you're not a wrestling fan, it'd be hard to kind of like break it down and explain. That's just like trying to explain football to somebody that don't watch football. If you don't watch wrestling and you have
Hmm.
not watched it since back in the Hogan days, bro, we'll be up here all day.
Oh, okay.
You
I
know,
definitely don't want to
you
do
just
that.
it's just like somebody that ain't watched college football since damn Bo Jackson was playing, and then they come up here saying, "Oh, well, who's Jeremiah Smith? Why are
Mm,
they why is the overtime so long in college football when you ain't watched it since damn 1985? I mean, come on, bro.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Or somebody that ain't watched baseball since what? Since 1996. You know, coming up here, saying, "Hey, why are there one game playoffs? Or why is the play-in game only one game, and why is the divisional round only a 3-game series?" Well, you wouldn't understand because you ain't watched baseball since The playoff format was the National League, 2 National League teams, and 2 American League teams.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna
So
ask this question. Let me answer the question. Standard living starts at 1 o'clock. Saturday, WrestleMania Saturday starts at 7. WrestleMania Sunday starts at 7 o'clock. That's PM.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well,
I
man,
think of
let's
wrestling. I think of wrestling
go
as
ahead.
one of those Netflix series that has like 1,000 episodes. How did y'all feel? What did y'all feel about? I know there's a lot of changes when it came to wrestling in the last couple of years. Well, adding and taking away, and Vince McMahon is gone. How do y'all feel about those changes that's going on within wrestling?
I don't really look at it as changes. It's the biggest changes of wrestling came in the and D Truth will know what I'm talking about. The 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 biggest change milestone, and you're talking about major changes,
Right.
came in the late 80s when the territories, when they did away with all the territories. You had the Southwest, you had the Mid-South, you had Memphis wrestling, you had Georgia wrestling, you had the Mid-Atlantic, where the Crockett's dominated the Mid-Atlantic and Georgia. Okay, then you had the guy out there in Missouri, and and he was partners. The guy out there in Missouri, you know what I'm talking about, D True, Bob Geigel. Bob Geigel, he was
Yeah.
partners with Dory Funk Sr. He was partners with Dory Funk Sr. and it was one more other person. I think it was Ray Gunkel. So you had the territories. Then you had the Northwest out there in Portland. You know, you had a whole bunch of territories, and there was one champion, and that champion would go to each one of them territories. So you would have Ric Flair coming and wrestling in the Omni in Atlanta on Sundays. Then he would go to Greensboro Coliseum and wrestle the Mid Atlantic champion. And then he would go down to maybe New Orleans and wrestle the Mid South champion. Then you would have him going up to Memphis and wrestling the Memphis champion, the Southern champion, which that's what it was called, the Southern champion. Uh, Jerry Lawler, Austin Idol, you know, Dutch Mantel, all of them. They ran Bill Dundee. They ran the Memphis wrestling. Then you would go. Then he would travel out to Portland, and he would have to deal with Billy Jack Haynes, and Rip Oliver, and you had Roddy Piper them. And then he would go down to Dallas, and he would have to deal with the Von Erichs, World Class Championship Wrestling. So you had territories. So that was the major change. All of those companies all of them companies started dissolving. Some left around the Northwest and they formed the AWA. Then the World Class took Bill Watts and Fritz Von Erich. They joined forces, and then they formed the World Class Championship Wrestling, which
And
eventually turned
that was major.
UWL.
Yeah, and that World Class Championship Wrestling was majority in Texas.
Majority in Texas, but remember, toward the late 80s, they expanded, and then they crowned their own world champion. They had their own world champion. Then in like I'm sorry, not 1989, 1990, Kerry Von Erich was the world class champion, and Jerry Lawler became the AWA world champion. They had a match, and they unified the belts, and world class championship wrestling. Fritz Von Erich got old, and then that's when some of the Von Erich boys that started passing away. It was like one after the other after the other. So he sold world class championship wrestling to AWA, and Jerry Lawler was the AWA champion. Then when Vern Gagne sold the company to Vince, that's when you saw Jerry Lawler and everybody that was in the AWA, like Shawn Michaels, all of them that originated, the Midnight Rockers, all of them that originated in the AWA, they came and joined up with the WWF.
Yeah, and also don't forget they had the Ohio Valley Wrestling, which
Hmm.
John Cena, um, Seth Rollins, all them that where they came from, which was another wrestling promotion, which WWE owned. So, other word, that was a factory until what that Florida Championship Wrestling down in Florida till they opened that. So,
Yeah,
it,
those are fact. Those are like what NXT started off being. Those are were wrestling factories. I was talking about territories and
yeah,
promotions,
yeah,
different wrestling promotions. Those are not their own entity. They're up under the WWE umbrella.
yeah. Ohio, the whole,
That's a different thing.
yeah, Ohio Valley Wrestling was on their own promotion till Vince took over. You know what I'm saying? So it was a lot of territory promotion wrestling of their own till Vince took over or till Ted Turner took over. So then you
Hmm.
had two major wrestling promotion, and now
Hmm.
you just got what? Yeah, what would say?
It, it came down to WCW and WWE. Those were the two powerhouses. WWE outlasted WCW. I think Ted Turner, the biggest mistake he made was handing the keys over to Eric Bischoff.
Yeah,
And
yep.
Eric Bischoff was doing a great job, but he was allowing Hulk Hogan and Kevin Nash to have too much creative power in the writing. And I think that right there, somewhere around toward the end of 98, going into 99, was the beginning of the downfall of WCW. And then Vince Russo just wrecked it. He just came in and wrecked it.
And I'm telling you what another downfall of that was when Bill Goldberg had the winning streak going, and how they kind of
Yeah, I
uh
know that's when that what led to that when Eric Bischoff
mhm.
gave creative control to Hulk Hogan and Kevin Nash, and they wrote that script. They wrote that story of Goldberg losing the belt the way he did. They wrote that. Hogan and Kevin Nash wrote that.
Respect to Kenyon 29 and speak to respect to E James. I know you had a late night, and congratulations on your 2,000 subs.
Hmm.
Congratulations on your 2,000 sub. And hey, this is a exciting season right here because wrestling has came a long way. And
Hmm.
like I said, it starts at 1 o'clock. Standard Deliver got a wrestling card out of this world, bro. I counted between one. I think we got about 20 to 22 matches between NXT, WrestleMania Saturday, and WrestleMania Sunday.
I'm gonna give you some. I'm gonna give you a spoiler alert for Standing
Mm-hmm.
11. Standing 11. I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
give you one right off the top. The women's ladder match for the North American belt.
Mm.
I think Thea. Thea is going in. You know how it is, man. When the person that's going in with the momentum, they're going in with the hot hand 9 times out of 10, they're
Mm-hmm.
gonna end up taking the match. I think Thea is gonna capture her first title in her wrestling career.
And you know what? I'm not gonna disagree with you. I'm not gonna disagree
Hmm.
with you on that one. Cause
Hmm.
she been on the cuffs catching a major title in NXT. So
Hmm.
I would say this right here. I'm gonna go ahead and make my pick right now for the Women North American Championship. I'm going Thea Hill. I'm going Thea Hill.
Hmm. Damn
And
hell. Yeah, I agree.
I'm going, yeah, I'm going Thea Hill. And I think Zora and Soruka, they are better in the tag team division. They better in the tag team. And Kalana Jordan, I think they should move her up to try to win that NXT Women Heavyweight title. That's my thought on that.
I see Kalani going a step further. Women's division is kind of thin over on Raw. I don't know if you noticed that or not. They need if I'm Triple H in the Rock, I'm bringing more women from the NXT because the NXT is kind of stacked right now. The women's talent is a little too overloaded in the NXT division. You need to bring some of them up because it's thin over there on Raw. All you got right now is Rhea, Bianca, and Io. Everybody else is like tag teams, and they're not really, can you imagine Jada Parker bringing Jada Parker up, Kalani, Roxanne Perez? They can't make up their mind what they want to do with Roxanne Perez, but I say let's put her on the main card.
Yeah, and truly, truth be told, Blanca really owned Raw is because of that title. You see what I'm saying? It's because she's going for that title. So, and that right there is itself.
She's gonna be on SmackDown. She's gonna be back on SmackDown with Naomi and Jade.
Yeah, and let's go through the rundown. Who you taking Thea Hale? Me, you both taking Thea Hale. So, so that's right there. We got that. Let's go to the pre-show. The women tag team ladder match. The tag team fatal 4-way and a shot at the WWE Women Tag Team Champion. You got Roxanne Perez, Cora Jade. I think that tag team right there, Wade, Roxanne did, Cora Jade, they're gonna explode in that tag team match. They ain't gonna be working together too well.
I don't know, man. I think because of their experience and the history, they've been tag teaming together, the familiarity and the chemistry that they have together. Although they have a little bickering sometimes, that only occurred when they were both going for the belt. When they were both going for the NXT Women's belt. So they are going for. They have a common goal today, so I think they'll be able to coexist, and I think they'll be the ones that win that ladder match.
But on the problem but the only problem they got Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson, Gigi Darling and Tanner Paxton, and Fallon Hillen and Jesse Jane. But the only one tag team in there that been constant and together the whole time they've been in NXT is Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson.
The thing about it is they've never been in really and I would pick them. The only reason why I'm not going to pick them is because they don't. Neither one of them have experience in a ladder match. Roxanne and Cora.
Oh, this ain't a ladder match. This not a ladder match. It's just I would say a fatal 4-way tag team match.
Fatal 4-way. Okay, if it was like a 2-on-2, then I would give you that. But fatal 4-way, I just think in this situation it favors Roxanne and Cora.
Yeah,
I just got to go with the hot hand. I would love to see Lash and old girl, the Jackson girl, win it, but I mean that's what my heart is saying, but my mind is telling me Cora and Roxanne is gonna take it.
I'm gonna go with Lash Legend. I'm gonna go with Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson. I'm tell you why I'm going with them. They've been in high pressure situations. They've been wrestled big name teams, and a 4-way. It's about who grabbed the opportunity at that time, because anybody can tag anybody in that match, and it's like who gonna be able to grab the opportunity. Them two teams right there cannot go against them two teams. That he said Cora Jade and Roxanne Perez. I said Lex Legend and Jakara Jackson. You cannot go against them two teams. Would I be surprised that one of the other two teams win? Yeah, I would be. Would I be surprised that either one of them two teams? I wouldn't.
They are a good tag team. They're talented, brother, but they ain't never won nothing.
No.
Until they win something, I can't roll with them. They're entertaining to watch. Yeah, they are more athletic, but as far as like wrestling skills on the mat skills, that favors Cora and Roxanne.
But this is not a. You know what? I would go with you there if they was one a tag team match. They was going against Last Legend and them. This a fatal 4-way. It's a 4-way match. You see what I'm saying? And two other teams
And
there, and you know,
that really could be a disadvantage to
but
Lash Legend.
I'm telling you, it's a disadvantage to
You
all
know,
of them. That's gonna be a good one right there, though. And let's move on. The D'Angelo family versus Dark State. The Strata undercard wrestlers who think they've been overlooked.
it won't even be close. The Dark State is going to destroy the D'Angelo family, and I'm going to tell you why. There's some dysfunction going on in the D'Angelo family, the underboss and the Don. They're
Mm-hmm.
not on the same page. They haven't been on the same page for at least a month.
Yeah,
So that's going to cost them that
yeah,
match today.
yeah.
Mhm.
And you know what? I'm gonna have to agree with you on that right there. How much I do not like Dark State, how much I do not like them, and this will be their coming out match. This will be their coming out match
Mhm.
right here. So who the better to get a win against at Standard Deliver at the NXT biggest event of the year? Hey, a former North American champion, former tag team champions. Hey,
Mhm.
they gets it over the Don, the D'Angelo family. Let's go to the World Tag Team NXT Tag Team Championship. Fashion, Nathan Frazier, Axiom versus Hank and Tank. Hank and Tank is on a roll. Hank and Tank is on a roll.
I'm gonna go with the upset. I'm going with Hank the Tank. Hank the Tank.
Hank the Tank.
I'm thinking about
Hank and
Hank
Tank.
Gallows. I'm thinking about Hank Gallows. That was his nickname, Hank the Tank, and they called him Hank the Bank also. Hank and Tank. Yeah, you got something open, man, because it's
Yeah. Yeah.
echoing on your end. Go ahead, man.
Hey, you know what? I'm going with Hank and Tank too. For a tag team to run a gauntlet, go in the gauntlet as the first team to go in the gauntlet and go through all them tag team and win it. Hey, I gotta go with Hank and Tank.
The hot hand. The hot hand, definitely. I'm going with the hot hand. Hank and Tank. Next.
What about Ricky, the Revolution versus Ethan Page? I gotta go with Ricky Saints, the hot hand.
I'm going with Ricky Saints for the simple fact is he's marketable. He's he's just good. He's good to have as your champion. Okay, and he's gonna be around for a while. He's good on the mic. He got good wrestling skills. Definitely. Ricky Saints will hold on to that title. You see, they
Yep.
didn't waste no time putting a belt on him.
You right, they showed in. Let's go to the 4-way NXT Women's Championship. Stephanie Vaquer, Julia, Jordan Grace, Jordan Parker. Miss Parker, Miss Parker. I gotta go with Miss Parker. I gotta go with Miss Parker. I gotta go with Miss Parker. I'm picking it upset.
You picking with your heart. Salute to you, Time. It sounds good. It really does. It sounds good to say that Jada would win. That really, really sounds good. But I could see them either letting Julia win the belt back or Jordan Grace keeping it. But I got a feeling because the thing
Yeah,
about
yeah,
these big pay per
you mean
views,
Stephanie? You mean Stephanie keeping it? Jordan Grace don't have it.
yes, yeah, Jordan Grace winning it. Oh, but I just got a feeling, man, that ain't too many titles changing hands in standing deliver, and I don't think this title will change hands. I think Stephanie will come out on top. I'm going with Stephanie.
Okay.
My gut telling me to go with Stephanie on this one.
Yeah, hey, look here. I wouldn't be mad if she kept it though. I wouldn't be mad. Okay. And triple threat match for the NXT Championship. I'm how much I want the young OG to win it. I got to stay with old Femi, the ruler.
I could see a situation where Trick Williams turns heel tonight and does something to piss the crowd off and wins the belt back. I think Trick Williams will win the belt back, but he's gonna do it in heel fashion.
Hey, I see
That's
your
my
point
prediction.
there. Hey, I can see that. I can see that. I can see that. Okay, let's go to WrestleMania Saturday. Jade Cargill and Naomi. You know, I already know who I'm going. I'm going with Jade. I gotta go with Jade.
Don't be surprised if this one ends in a disqualification due to outside interference. And don't be surprised. Because it looks so obvious that Jade is going to win. I'm going to roll with Naomi, and I think this will be the upset. This will be an upset. Naomi will win, and someone, either Bianca or oh girl with the Funkadelics, makes her return tonight. Because I'm hearing rumors. What's her name? Cameron. I'm hearing rumors about
Yeah.
Cameron returning. Hmm.
Let's go to the War Raiders versus the New Day. For some reason I got a funny feeling the New Day gonna win this thing to cement their Hall of Fame career. Much I want to go with the War Raiders, but I can't. The new attitude the New Day got, I gotta go with the New Day.
Um, Man, since the pandemic, the War Raiders have had the New Day's number. Going all the way back to when when Big E got drafted. I think Big E got drafted to Raw and won the world title over there at Raw. And the New Day was battling with the War Raiders when they were the Viking Raiders. They had their number for the last few years, but I think tonight is the night. I think tonight is the night that they exercise their demons, and I think the New Day will win. Next,
Uh, what I say, Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano, which I know that is Chad Gable. I gotta go with the master of the 619.
salute to you together. Yeah, that's going to be a good match. That match is going to be a hell of a lot better than what a lot of people think it will be. Well, Rey Mysterio will get him at the end. I'm rolling with Rey Mysterio.
L.A. Knight, yeah, versus Jacob Fatu. Uh, I want to go with Jacob Fatu. I gotta go with Jacob Fatu. I gotta go with Jacob because he been on a roll. He's hot, and I think they're gonna move LA Knight on to try to capture a heavyweight title match, title championship.
Yep. Fatu. I'm rolling with the Jacob Fatu. The Jacob Fatu era begins tonight. It begins tonight, and I'm making a prediction right now. He will be main event in WrestleMania next year with somebody.
And I'm gonna say this right, it's gonna be hard to get that North American championship off of him. Not North American, Intercontinental U.S. title off of him. It's gonna be hard to get it off of him. Cause who gonna be able to get it off of him? Nobody. Let's get to who did I what I did miss? Charlotte Flair versus it's Tiffany Stratton. I'm gonna have to go with Tiffany. I gotta go with Tiffany.
This is going to go down as one of the greatest women's matches of all time of WrestleMania history. When it's all over with, mark my words, it will. People will be talking about this match 20 and 30 years from now. I'm rolling with Tiffany. I'm rolling with Tiffany because as great as Charlotte's wrestling skills are, I think Tiffany can match her. Tiffany can definitely match her. She can match her for power and strength. They're very similar. They're very similar. But I just think Tiffany reminds me of Charlotte 2015. When I look at Tiffany today in 2025, I see Charlotte 10 years ago. So I think tonight the torch is passed to Tiffany.
Yep. I think it is. We got two more matches for WrestleMania Saturday. Jay Uso, the main event. Jay Uso versus Gunther. I think we're gonna have one of them Daniel Bryan, Kofi Kingston, and Cody Rhodes moment. I'm going with Jay. I'm going with Jay Uso.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I wouldn't be surprised if Gunther held on to the belt. I think it'll be a damn good match. I think they're gonna go toe to toe. I think they're gonna go toe to toe. It could be like one of them 30-minute Iron Man matches or something like that. They are going that is gonna be a match. But I don't know, man. I think at the end of the day, I want Jay to win, but I just got a funny feeling, man, that Gunther is gonna hold on to the belt, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good. It's gonna be a good match. And the main event for WrestleMania Saturday, CM Punk versus Roman Reigns versus Seth freaking Rollins. I'm going to go with Seth freaking Rollins.
Well, that's what they've set it up the last couple of weeks to make people put their money on Seth Rollins, but I think I don't see Roman Reigns taking two L's back to back years at WrestleMania. You got to realize Roman Reigns, although it seems like they're trying to make Cody Rhodes the new face of it's Roman Reigns era. We've been in the Roman Reigns era since the pandemic, and I think Roman Reigns is going to take it tonight, and then he's going to go on and challenge the winner of Cody and Cena, and we'll get to that. Who I think the winner is going to be of that match, but I think Roman is going to take that one.
And that is WrestleMania Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. WrestleMania Sunday. The Women Tag Team Championship. Leah Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez versus Bailey and the Women Intercontinental Champion Lara Valkyria. Hmm. Hmm. I think I'm gonna go with Bailey now. I think I go with Bailey now. They winning that gauntlet match. Had the first one of the first team in that gauntlet match and went all through that gauntlet match, and they proved as they went through that gauntlet match, and they had a tag team match yesterday on SmackDown, and they showed that they are a tag team, and I can see Lara Valkyria being double champion.
Not so fast, my friend. For that simple reason, we see that happen in other promotions. Salute to you, you knew. We see that happen in other promotions. And that's something that The Rock and Triple H are definitely trying to stay away from. We saw with Stephanie, they immediately had her to relinquish her North American title. They don't want wrestlers being double champions. They don't want that. So with that being the reason, I'm giving it to Liv and Raquel to retain their titles tonight. I mean, I'm sorry, tomorrow night.
All right, all right, all right. And we got Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre in a Las Vegas street fight. I gotta go with Damian Priest. I gotta go with Damian Priest in that one, and because the viciousness of that match, can Drew McIntyre match it? That is the question. Can he match the intensity that Damian Priest is gonna bring? I gotta go with Damian Priest.
Well, that's not a question because we know how Drew McIntyre get down. And when it comes to, we don't seen this man in dog collar matches. We don't seen this man in Hell in the Cell matches, lights out matches, last man standing matches. Drew McIntyre is proven. You know, the question is, can Damian Priest match Drew McIntyre's intensity? And I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm kind of leaning toward Drew McIntyre on this one because I know what Drew McIntyre can do in these type of situations.
The question is, now that see, I just thought of the question. Can Drew McIntyre stay focused? That's his that been his major problem. Stay focused on what at hand. But we'll find out tonight. We'll find out tonight. Now tomorrow night. Dang, you got me saying tonight. Thank on it. Intercontinental Fatal 4-Way match. Penta versus Braun Breaker versus Finn Balor versus Dirty Dominic Mysterio. I'm caught between Penta and Braun Breaker. I'm caught between them two. I'm gonna go with Braun Breaker holding on to it.
I think in WrestleMania something crazy always happens. Like last year with R-Truth and The Miz winning the tag team belts. I think this is the match where something crazy happens, and I think Dominique will win the Intercontinental title. I just got a funny feeling that I just got a feeling, man, that the Judgment Day is gonna have a good. They're gonna have a good night Sunday night.
Yeah, but the question is, will Finn Balor feel some type of way?
Yeah, and they already bickering, bro. So that's you're gonna have an internal beef, and I think Finn Balor is gonna end up getting kicked out, and they're gonna bring in a new member.
Okay, we got AJ Styles versus Logan Paul. Will AJ Styles teach Logan Paul a lesson? Mm. Well, Logan Paul arrogance get him beat. I gotta go with the phenomenal one, AJ Styles in this one. I gotta go with him. Although Logan Paul is athletic, we know he been in big matches, but I think the veteran AJ Styles gonna teach him a lesson tonight.
Mm, I'm going AJ Styles. I think AJ Styles is gonna do to him what the Undertaker did to AJ Styles a couple of years ago at WrestleMania. So I'm rolling with AJ Styles in this one. Salute to you, Static. Happy Saturday to you. Happy Easter weekend to you. Yeah, Pedro was good. Time Pedro Morales was good, one of the greats. I remember him. Yes, sir. Next, Deidre, you gotta unmute your mic, bro.
I'm talking. Respect Static and everybody. Respect the women's heavyweight championship. Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley, and Io Sky. I'm gonna have to go with Bianca. She got a winning streak going. I don't think they're gonna let that winning streak end. And then have Bianca have the belt and her and Rhea Ripley going at it. That'd be good. Good storyline.
Hmm. At one point in time, I had my mind made up that Bianca was gonna win, but I just don't think because of what I saw on SmackDown last night. I don't think that they're going to separate Bianca and Naomi and the Jade situation on SmackDown. That is too much of a juicy storyline. So for that simple fact, I can see either Kyrie Zane or Oscar coming out there helping Io hold on to the belt, which will ignite a feud between Io and Rhea Ripley. A nasty feud
Oh
between them,
yeah,
kind of like what her and Liv Morgan had last year. And I can see Naomi maybe costing Bianca the match or something crazy that costs Bianca something happening on the outside of the ring where
yeah,
Naomi appears out of nowhere and hits Bianca with something. And the same thing, Kabuki Warrior member come out there and help Io or a damage control member. Because we haven't seen them in a while now. We ain't seen Kyrie Zane or Dakota Kai. So you know
oh,
they somewhere lurking.
hey, you know who,
I gotta feel Io gonna hold on to the belt, bro.
yeah,
I'm rolling with Io.
you know what, that would gonna be my second pick. But I would tell you, you know who we really have seen in a while, Oscar.
That's what I'm
Ooh,
saying. That's what
ooh,
I'm
boy,
saying, bro. Man, I'm telling you, man,
that.
you know how you've been watching WrestleMania ever since you was a kid, bro. You know there's always something crazy happening at WrestleMania. You can go back to the first WrestleMania where Muhammad Ali tried to knock out he tried to knock Roddy Piper out.
Yep,
Oh
yep.
boy.
The final match, and I think this is the main event for Sunday. Right, WrestleMania main event for Sunday. Cody Rhodes versus John Cena. I don't see them have a John Cena win that belt. That at WrestleMania. I don't see it. I gotta go with Cody Rhodes. I cannot see it. And having a CM Punk moment. I don't think they want that to happen again.
Um, if he paid attention last night to SmackDown, the crowd kind of turned on. They it's like they kind of turn. You're starting to see Cody Rhodes fatigue with the WWE universe. Although I think he'll hold on to the belt tomorrow night, I think I feel a heel turn. Setting up a match between him and Roman Reigns.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. Hey,
Mhm.
so you're going with Cody on this one?
It'll be kind of like WrestleMania 18, where going into that match, salute to you, Gabe. Going into that match, everybody hated Hogan and they loved The Rock. Toward the middle of the match, people started kind of feeling sorry for Hulk Hogan because The Rock was just killing him in that match. I mean, destroying him. And then toward the end, man, you know, when it looked like Hulk Hogan was going to come back, when it looked like Hulk Hogan was going to come back and win, um, The Rock won. The crowd was like had kind of turned on The Rock and was cheering Hulk Hogan. I think you're going to see that moment tomorrow, despite what John Cena has done. The crowd is going to, you know, they're going to, when they start feeling like, damn, you know, this is it, you know, no more John Cena after tonight. The crowd is going to start like getting behind John Cena and cheering John Cena and saying, let's go Cena, let's go Cena, let's go Cena. And when he lose, the crowd is going to feel bad. Kind of like when the Undertaker lost in that Superdome, man. Everybody was shocked. There
Yeah,
were people out there in the crowd crying, man. You're going to see that tomorrow night when John Cena lose. You're going to see a lot of people that grew up John Cena fans. They're going to put the cameras on them. They're going to be out in the crowd crying, man. You know, because it's it, you know. That's it. That's it. That's it.
yeah. And for all the John Cena fans that gonna listen to this, hey, sorry for you, but uh, Cody gonna win. Like you said, I can see that set. I can see that set up. Him and Roman Reigns running in the back again. Gabe said
Because
he
the
cried.
reason why I say it's going to happen that way because all the retirement matches have ended that way. You look at it when the Undertaker beat Shawn Michaels, there was people out in the crowd, women out in the crowd, fans that grew up watching Shawn Michaels from his AWA days to his WWF and Attitude Era. You know, it hit them. No more Shawn Michaels. When Ric Flair lost to Shawn Michaels, that hit me. That hit me. I mean, I'm serious, man. I admit it out loud. I've never teared up over no wrestling match, man. But to see one of my favorites and the greatest of all time lose to Shawn Michaels in WrestleMania, which I still say the greatest WrestleMania match of all time, Shawn Michaels and Ric Flair. And when
I'm
I
telling,
saw Ric Flair
yeah.
lose, when Ric Flair took that sweet chin music, and Shawn Michaels said, "I'm sorry, I love you," and he hit him with that sweet chin music, and that count to three, it was like I was stunned. I'm like, no more Ric Flair. That's it. No more woo. No more robes. No more. That's it. The end of the Ric Flair era, man. That hit, bro. That hit different, man. And it's gonna hit different tomorrow night when Cody Rhodes get that 1-2-3 on John Cena, bro. Tell you.
Like I said, what? See, it would have. I'm saying when Shawn Michaels hit Ric Flair with that sweet chin music, it wouldn't have hurt as bad if they didn't pan the camera on Shawn Michaels telling Ric Flair, "I'm sorry, I love you." It wouldn't have hurt so bad. You see what I'm saying? But that made it worse.
That made it worse, bro. That
That
made
made it
it
worse.
worse, man. I mean, everybody, when it's 1-2-3, and we saw Shawn Michaels crying and holding Ric Flair. at the end after he pinned him, man, that everybody, man, men, women, kids, everybody, man. You know what I'm saying? Because we all grew up on Ric Flair. We all grew every Saturday morning, every Saturday night, Channel 17, TBS. You guaranteed you gonna see Ric Flair. You gonna see the Nature Boy. And for all of that to come to an end on that night, bro, can't no wrestling fan tell me that right there did not hit hard. When the Undertaker lost, it hit. Don't get me wrong, it hit. But he didn't retire. That was, I mean, the streak ended, but his career didn't end.
Yeah, and that's our prediction. It's total 21 matches. And I don't know who won that women four-way tag team match because it was on pre-show. But right now, Ricky Saints and Ethan Page is wrestling now.
But you left out one. You left out one cliffhanger. Who is gonna accept Randy Orton's open challenge tomorrow night?
Oh, hey, look, will it be Solo Sikoa? Guess what? We don't even know. But guess what? If you want to find out, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you. The best place to watch Wrestlemania, go get Peacock. They got it for the low. You welcome Peacock for giving you the shout out, free promo. Go watch it on Peacock. They got it Peacock for low, and you catch all the big event that WWE have. Yeah, Zach said Brock went off strip. Yes, he did. One time he did go off strip. Yeah, he did.
he went off script, but that's how it was written. Because remember, nobody saw Brock Lesnar getting into any legal trouble. You understand what I'm saying? Brock Lesnar was going to be, you got to remember, when they brought him in back in 2002, he was brought in to be the next Phenom. They were grooming him to be the next Phenom. So that was his moment at WrestleMania 30 when he beat The Undertaker. He was going to be that next Phenom, but he started getting into legal troubles and stuff. Nobody foreseen that. He was the chosen one. So, you know, they wrote it. It played out the way they wrote it, Zach. It played out. Brock was chosen to be the one to end the streak. If they could have did it all over again, they would have handed that to Bray Wyatt. But still, you know, Bray Wyatt passed away. So you still, to this day, you really don't have another Phenom.
I'm gonna tell you, Zach. Stand and Deliver is on now, and WrestleMania Saturday, Sunday starts at 7:00. So,
and one more other place that they can watch it. If you just want to get out and you want to enjoy yourself on this Easter weekend, Buffalo Wild Wings, they're always showing pay-per-view. Every WWE pay-per-view event, they're showing it. And the thing about it is, you know, they have, you know, I don't know how many screens going on at the same time. So you get the best of both worlds. You get the NBA playoffs, which is also going on, and you can watch some WrestleMania. So Buffalo Wild Wings would be another option if you want to get out of the house and enjoy yourself on this beautiful Easter weekend.
Zach, yeah, you are welcome. He said he was watching at work. Don't get in trouble at work, Zach. Don't get in trouble at work, Zach. Please don't.
I don't recommend that. I don't recommend that. You might mess something up. You're trying to watch some kind of sporting event. That's something I never really could do, man. Watch a sporting event while I'm at work. And I remember a couple of times when the Braves was in the divisional round and they would get the early game and I would be at work. And I was like, I can't watch this. I can't watch this, you know. I can't, because my mind would be occupied. My mind wouldn't be on my work. So I would just, you know, hey, get a score update, but I wouldn't watch it. Mm-mm.
Yeah, yeah, but it all depends what work you do. If you just sit at the desk, okay, I understand that. You know what I'm saying? I understand that. But any final thoughts and shout outs you want to give out?
Just want to wish everyone a safe, happy, and blessed Easter weekend. Everyone, I don't know what the weather is like in your area, but over in our area here in Georgia, it is beautiful. It is gorgeous. If you're in the Georgia area, you should get out and enjoy this beautiful weather we're having. Not too hot, not cool. It's kind of just right. Park for the park picnic or whatever. It's just beautiful, beautiful, a beautiful uh, Easter Eve day on a Saturday of Easter weekend. Shout out to everyone. Enjoy your Easter weekend. Enjoy your WrestleMania weekend, and God bless you all. And like I always say, until next time, take care of yourselves and each other. Thank you all for coming out and supporting my bro D True. Great, great show today, bro. Great show. Raw best some
Yeah.
memories, man. Great show. So, shout out to our Wolfpack brother, Sniper. Shout out to you, brother, for joining the panel with us earlier. It was some great questions that he threw out this morning. Salute, salute, salute. Together, this is WrestleMania weekend, man. It's if I do go live, it'll be a post WrestleMania show. If I do go live later on, do you want to do that? Do y'all want us to do a post WrestleMania show later tonight? We should have put a poll
Yeah,
up, bro.
yeah. But if y'all want to look, if y'all want us to do a post WrestleMania Saturday show, uh, say yes or one in the chat. Y'all want us to do it.
Yeah, you know one thing about me, man. I talk when it comes to football and wrestling, man. I talk your head off all day and night. Football, college football, wrestling. Oh yes, we can talk it. So I tell you, man, I would love to come back on here with you, man, and do a WrestleMania post match show. Yes, we have a lot to talk about. That's for sure. So I see the yeses. The eyes have it. All right, L Senior says yes. I see there a lot of yeses. So that's what we'll do. We will come back later tonight after WrestleMania is over with, and we will do a post WrestleMania show. Wait on D Truth to get back up here. Uh, so I done my final thoughts, bro. So you can go. You can go.
Yeah, yeah, and I see. I guess. I guess that. I guess we, when it all said and done, we do a WrestleMania post WrestleMania show. So I'd like to thank everybody for coming out. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. If it's sunny where you're at, enjoy, get out and enjoy it. And don't do nothing strange and drink a whole bunch of water today. Peace, love. Like I always say, love and respect yourself because we love and respect yourself. You see through all the BS. And self love is the best kind of love. Who can love you better than you can love yourself? Peace. We out.